Hi, I'm Arnav from California High School, and I'm going to be a junior next year. And for my project, I have created an electronic keyboard, essentially a mini piano. And this electronic keyboard does not have any casing, so you can think of it as the inside of your keyboard. In this keyboard, there are two separate functions. Either you can play keys that play individual notes, or you can play a number of preset songs using the menu button. Right, so now let's look at how this works. There are two parts to the circuit. On this side are the individual keys. The way that the keys work is that it is a parallel circuit. So essentially, current flows from one side to the other, looking for a way to go through. So when I press a certain switch, it gives it a way to go through. And the reason it plays a different note is because for each switch, there's a different resistor. So these resistors allow us different amount of current to go through and have a different input voltage. So when I press this key, it sounds different than when I press this key. Right. So now let's look at how the preset songs work. And this is a whole lot more complicated than the rest of than the keys. So the way this works essentially is when someone presses the menu button, it goes into the digital analog, right? And the digital input, and it sends a signal that, okay, someone is pressing, it's on. So what that does is it shuts off the current that's going to these buttons, and so when you press these buttons, they don't make any sound anymore. Right? Then, what it does is it gives, if you press it again, it takes you to your song menu, which, using that, you can select a certain song. So let's say I want to play the Mario song. It says, which song would you like to play? I press the menu button again, it starts playing the Mario song. Right? Right. If I press it again, it'll take me to another song, and another song, and another song, until my song library runs out. So the way that this works is that it works completely different from the switches. The screen and the preset songs can play an infinite amount of notes using the digital input. It uses the Arduino board to tell the buzzer to play something different. Right. So the way it does that is that the Arduino board can send a different amount of current to the buzzer based on the preset and the pre-programmed notes. Whereas in the keys itself, it's a preset amount of current. So for the keys, I can only play a maximum of 7 notes. Whereas using the preset songs, I can play any song I want on the buzzer. So the way that the circuit works is the power comes from the power source, goes into the Arduino board, then it goes from the Arduino board into the breadboard and into the screen. The screen is an LCD screen, which is a liquid crystal display. And the way it displays things is it has a backlight and it has a screen in front of it which turns opaque or clear based on what you want it to say. Then that also brings me to the pentometer. So what the pentometer does is it changes the contrast of the screen. Potentiometer, sorry. And the potentiometer changes the contrast of the screen because it's a variable resistor. So it changes the amount of power that goes to the screen. So the more power there is, the more contrast there is. And the less power there is, the less contrast there is. And, yeah, thank you.